More big-name fitness centers and brands are betting on weights over cardio. Planet Fitness and even Peloton are now boosting their investments in strength and muscle-building equipment as more women and young people gravitate toward workouts to either tone their bodies or get stronger. So I want to bring in financial analyst and investor Candy Valentino. She is the host of the Candy Valentino Show podcast and the author of Wealth Habits: 6 Ordinary Steps to Achieve Extraordinary Financial Freedom. Well, that sounds good. I might have to check out that book. But for now, we're talking about this shift in fitness. And I actually totally get it, because I think I'm one of those people that, for me, it was always about running. And probably over the last couple of years, we've gotten so much information about the impact that strength training can have on your health that I've also moved in that direction. Can you talk about what's kind of like pushing this shift?
Absolutely. Well, like you, same thing for me, because I think as we start to approach, women get into their mid to late 30s, we start to realize that it is all about strength training. It's all about the muscle that we have. More muscle allows us to burn more calories, and who doesn't want that? So right. I think that now we have more and more research on this topic. We understand that it can prevent injuries. It helps protect your joints. It helps protect your spine. It helps fight against osteoporosis, which so many women struggle with. So there are a lot of great reasons why we would want to focus on strength training. And I think that we're seeing that in the numbers. So
when you talk about women are sort of a major factor here. And, I would go to the gym and, most of the floor space would be dedicated to some sort of cardio. And then they have these smaller rooms where, all the dudes were lifting weights, and super intimidating. And so even though I would want to go in there, I often wouldn't. How is the fact that women are showing an interest in strength training influencing these brands like Planet Fitness, like Peloton, pushing this shift?
Yeah, so gyms have to be pushing this because the consumer really wants it. And we've seen in Peloton, obviously their stock price going from, a high of $160 a share down to not even at $5 a share as it's currently trading today. So it is such a need. And actually for gyms, it's a smart move. When you're doing any type of cardio class or you're doing, any type of dance aerobics, you have to have the operations to support that. You have to have the person come in and teach, and that person calls off. So there's a lot more complexity to scheduling that. Also, when you have all of the treadmills, someone may be on a treadmill for 30 to 60 minutes. You have 12 treadmills, that's only 12 people. In the gym, there's this gym etiquette, hey, can I work in with you? So you can get multiple people on one piece of equipment, and they're a lot less to maintain, which is actually driving profit for gyms up. So if gyms focus on this trend, they can actually become more profitable. They have less operations costs, less expenses overall, less equipment, and they'll actually be able to make more in their net income.
And then what about a company like Peloton? I mean, you mentioned that Peloton, the numbers haven't been looking good for a while with Peloton since the end of the pandemic. So they released fourth quarter numbers last week, saw declines in revenue for connected fitness products. Which I think is kind of interesting, because my shift to weights was, I guess it's almost like it's very similar to Peloton. It's a home system that is kind of a connected system with weights. You'd think, but it requires buying all sorts of new equipment. I wonder if this is something that Peloton is looking to capitalize on, looking to pivot in that way. How does a company like Peloton, with equipment that you buy at home that's pretty expensive, take advantage of this?
Well, they really need to reimagine and innovate from where they were, because what we saw during the pandemic, where everyone was stuck at home and gyms were closed, unless we have another issue like that again in the world or in this country, we're not going to see that same pent up demand where people can't get into gyms. So they really need to be shifting their focus to capitalize on this trend. And gyms, like many other things that women buy, jewelry and hair, for example, even skincare products, they are very trendy and cyclical. So companies need to always be reimagining, innovating, and seeing, should we be buying equipment or should we have some digital product that people can take into the gyms with them? There's a lot of different ways to go, but if they don't do something rather quickly, I'm pretty concerned about Peloton and their survival, because they have not seemed to capitalize on what they're going to do next. And we can see that reflected in their earnings numbers and in their overall stock price.
Yeah, it's difficult when you have such expensive equipment to be that nimble and sort of constantly be putting out things and ensuring that customers are going to be willing to spend that money. But we're all watching to see how it works out. No pun intended. Candy Valentino, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.